Hello again everyone. Today we are going to do another comparison video between two QKZ products. These are kind of, let's say, my favorite budget IEMs, like ultra low budget IEMs that I've tried. And also they seem to be kind of popular because these are very well suited for, I think that they are called backup IEMs. So I will explain that term later, so let's start. As always guys, if you like my content, please consider subscribing and give me this video a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel. Also, let me know what you think about this new setting next to my bed. Here I have all my IEMs, you can see them there. Normally I have them spread out, but anyways, let me know if you like this new background because I thought that the previous one was a little bit empty. So yeah, let's start. So we are going to compare the QKZ AK6 and the QKZ DM7. They just came like this, really. I just have these to differentiate which is which. In terms of what do they include, the AK6 comes with this little ear hook thingy. Oh, sorry. Also with these really nice silicone ear tips. These are very similar to the ear tips from the the VK4s. Kind of similar material, but these are a little bit stiffer silicone, but I think that they are virtually the same. And the DM7, well, just came with the IEM earbud, I don't know what it's called, and these really nice, actually super nice ear tips. These are super wide bore ear tips. I really like the blue accent. Also they have like a little, I don't know what to call them, but yeah, it looks super nice. And that is pretty much what you get with the DM7s. That we've seen what they came with, let's check the IEMs themselves. Let's start with the AK6. So I have the green AK6 here. As you can see, these are really similar in form to the VK4s. They have this little bend. I think this is just for looks. The real bend is over here because this is a single dynamic driver unit. Let's take out the ear tip. This is the nozzle, which is pretty standard. And you might be fooled, but this don't have a removable cable, so that's a bummer. But actually this ear hook is super soft. I really liked it. The cable is I think in my opinion is meh. It's not the greatest, it's not the worst. Here you have the braiding. I don't know if I should call it braiding, but yeah, this is actually a nice cable, you know. And you have a straight plug, gold plated straight plug with no branding. Over here you have your volume control, a mic, a button, and it comes with a short clip. I'm sorry if you hear some background noise. I just put my fan over there because my room is so hot that I cannot concentrate. But anyways, these are the DM7s. Talking about build quality, I think these are the best out of the two. Here you have the logo, and here you have your bend port. Let's take out the ear tip. Here you have your nozzle. Kind of the form factor reminds me of the T2s. I mean, the build quality is also super nice. I think that this is metal. I'm not sure what kind of metal it is, but it is super sturdy. Yeah, I really like this. Here you have some cable protection, and the cable is super nice. Here also you have your mic and the mic port. Over here on the fork divider part you have some branding. Yeah, you have some branding, QKZ. And well, this cable is very nice. It doesn't have any kind of braiding, but it is super reassuring. I mean, it feels thick, soft, although it likes to keep its shape, as you can see here. So I think this is kind of kinkable. somewhat. And here you have kind of a hybrid plug. It's not straight plug nor a L plug. It's in an angle, and your gold-plated pin. So that is the looks of the IEMs. And now let's talk about the most important thing: audio quality. So we are going to compare them directly. As you can see, I have other ear tips that are from the IEMs themselves. I have actually the DM7 ear tips on the AK6, and I have clear ear tips on the DM7s. So both of these IEMs are really bass heavy. Really, these two have a very big emphasis on bassiness and all of that. But really, I can say with 100% certainty that one of these two is better than the other, and I would recommend that over the other. So in terms of the highs, both are not the greatest, but there is a big problem with the DM7s. There is a weird thinness to the highs in the DM7s. I don't know if it has to do with the tuning or anything, but yeah, the highs don't feel as resolved and as extended as with the AK6. So you have this weird thinness in the highs, which really makes the sound really harsh. It doesn't make it sound, let's say, friendly. It sounds very, I don't want to say sibilant, but it's like it tries to be treble heavy, but in a very artificial way. So yeah, there is a very weird thinness going on in the highs. But on the other hand, with the AK6, the highs, like I said, though they aren't really anything super crazy, they aren't harsh or anything like that. They just are there. I think that there is some little micro detail going on there in some songs, but yeah, the highs are not a star on the AK6, but definitely are better than with the DM7s. So for the mids, it's kind of the same story, to be honest. In the DM7s, the mids are a little bit more forward. So male vocals and female vocals really feel in front of the instruments, and with the AK6, the mids feel more on the level, if not a little bit recessed. But yeah, in terms of mids, if you like forward mids, go for the DM7s. But I say that the mids over here are a little bit more detailed, even if they are a little bit recessed. It really feels like they are in a V, the mids being in the center and the instruments being, a little bit more forward than I would like. But if you remember what I said about the treble, the weird treble tuning combined with the forward mids in the DM7s make them feel a weird hollowness. I don't know how to describe it, but yeah, they feel hollow, like if you put a cup in a speaker. That's kind of the sound these are giving. Not that bad, but combined with the thinness and the forward mids, yeah, the sound is, like I said, very harsh, very, let's say, thinny feeling or sounding. Yeah. Again, I think these are trying to be kind of appealing to a natural sound, but the tuning is not helping. So as far summarizing this, for the mids, more forward, little bit recessed, more micro detail, better bodied. So, and now for the star of the show, which is bass. Both of these IEMs, earbuds, whatever you want to call it, are really bass heavy. Like there is a nice elevation on the bass. Both have a problem where the bass feels a little bit overpowering in some songs. They can feel a little bit muddy, so you can fix that with some EQ or anything like that, or something like that. I will get into recommendations later, but yeah, there is some difference in how these two handle bass. So in the DM7s, let's say that the bass is elevated across the range. It's just like a general bass elevation, which is nice. It's thumpy, it's bassy, there is some nice rumble. But the bass on the AK6 is more friendly. I think that is less elevation than with the DM7s, and also there is not as much general elevation. There is a nice emphasis on the sub bass, which gives that rumbleness to the bass. So yeah, personally, I prefer the bass on this because it's better controlled than with the DM7s. There is still some overpowering of the bass on the AK6, but it's not as strong as with the DM7s. And well, again, I'm a really big sucker for bass, so all of these in terms of bass are really good. But I think that the tuning of the AK6 is much better than with the DM7s. So, my recommendations for first, the AK6. If you can get some whiteboard ear tips, I'm using just the DM7s because I have them. So yeah, if you want to tame the bass, you can also cover the vent port over here, as pointed out by one of you guys. I tried that and well, it works, but I feel like the sound becomes a little bit distorted. It might be because I use tape, I use clear tape, I use even some molding clay. But yeah, you can tame the bass by doing that. The sound becomes really nice. But if you put some whiteboard ear tips, believe me, the sound is very similar to the VK4s. In fact, I think these are baby VK4s. You are going to get a very familiar sound with the VK4s. So yeah, I think these are baby VK4s, just a little bit bassier. So you can fix that by using whiteboard ear tips or EQ, but you are running the risk of losing some detail. And also forgot to mention that these are going to be the ones that I would recommend to you. And well, for the DM7s, it's kind of the same story. I tried to cover the port as well, but I didn't get any kind of good results. The sound was still very bassy, very harsh sounding. So I mean, if you want to use them as backup IEMs, I would recommend you either getting also some whiteboard ear tips. For some reason, the ones that came with the DM7 makes the comfort horrendous, but I'm using these clear ear tips because this is a rough kind of silicone, so it improves fit a little bit. If you haven't seen my videos about the AK6 or the DM7, I have some recommendations and all of that. But yeah, the fit on this is not as good. I mean, if you want to use it over ear, is a little bit better, but yeah. So it kind of goes the same. If you want less bass, use whiteboard ear tips or try covering the vent port or using EQ. So, which one would I recommend? Normally I would say something along the lines of pick the one that suits your listening style, but for this I'd say go for the AK6 because, as I said, these are kind of baby VK4s, bassy VK4s. Actually the sound on both is not that bad considering the price, but since these are $5-6, they are the same price. Yeah, the AK6 are by far the best out of the two. The AK6 just are better, that's it. Better mids, better highs, better treble, better vocals, better bass, everything. Again, these are baby VK4s, very cheap. The only thing that you would have to consider is that if you don't like very bass sound, a very bassy sound signature, yeah, get whiteboard ear tips, use EQ or cover them in. So that would be pretty much it, guys. This was a very quick comparison because I mean the answer was kind of obvious if you have seen my other videos. But yeah, guys, if you like this video, please consider subscribing, give me this video a thumbs up, leave feedback and all of that in the comments. Also, if you want me to check out another IEM or whatever, just leave it down below, and I write it down and order it. I have some other IEMs in the way, but yeah, there are some delays. So yeah, guys, that would be it. Get the AK6, they are super nice, and I'll see you in my next review. Goodbye.